From homeless to millionaire, the black man's journey inspiring Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Nathan Cole used to rule the tech world. His name was everywhere. Headlines praised his genius. Boardrooms begged for his ideas. But now he's barely a ghost, drifting through a broken city, where skyscrapers stretch like shadows, towering over cracked concrete and desperate souls. The air smells like burnt plastic and lost dreams. Broken street lamps cast flickering light on shattered windows. People shuffle by, eyes empty, fists clenched or trembling with cold. It's a world crumbling from the inside out. But Nathan's battle isn't just with the city's ruin. It's inside his own mind. Every night, violent flashes hit him like punches. Flickers of a catastrophe so huge it could crush every layer of society, from glittering penthouses to the filthy alleyways where the forgotten hide. He wakes soaked in sweat, heart hammering, or a warning no one else can see. Then there's Malik, a man no one notices, living on the broken steps of an abandoned train station. His skin is roughened by sun and cold, eyes sharp like he's seen 1,000 lost years. Nathan finds him humming to himself one night, surrounded by scraps of old gadgets, tangled wires and dusty circuit boards scattered at his feet. Malik talks in whispers about tech from decades ago, machines no one remembers but him. His voice is tired, but alive with secrets that don't belong in this forgotten place. "You know what's coming," Malik says, eyes flicking nervously up the street as sirens scream in the distance. Not just the fall, something worse. They're blind to it, the rich and the poor both. Nathan's chest tightens with sudden fear. How does this homeless man know? How do his riddles match the burning images in Nathan's mind? Suddenly, a cold realization bites. It's not just the city that's broken. It's the way the world stacks itself against people like Malik, and even Nathan himself. The divide isn't just wealth, it's survival. But they're not alone. Somewhere high above, a figure watches. A billionaire rival who sees their bond as a dangerous threat. Someone who'd stop at nothing to crush a whisper, a spark, a flicker of hope, born between a fallen tycoon and a homeless man. Nathan feels the weight of eyes lurking in the darkness, a pulse of dread curling through his veins, warning him that silence might cost them their lives. Yet as the nights pass, Nathan and Malik talk more, share stories, secrets, broken dreams. A fragile bridge forms between two worlds that should never meet. With every laugh, every shared tear, the sense grows that maybe, just maybe, they could shake the roots of this rotten city. Then it happens, a message, cold and sharp, through the static of Nathan's cracked phone screen. A choice is thrown in his lap, a brutal hitch in his battle. Save many lives and lose himself, or hold back and watch every soul around him burn in chaos. Nathan grips the phone tighter, pulse thundering so loud he's sure the whole city can hear it. Outside, the night hums and threatens, waiting for the answer no one dares to give. What will Nathan do next? Will their fragile hope survive the rising storm? Or will the shadows swallow them whole? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important warning. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube removed their subscriptions without notice. Take a quick look at the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I don't want you to miss any exclusive content that's coming. And since you're here, drop a powerful like that really helps me with the algorithm. Oh, and let me know in the comments, what city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing P. The choice hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. Outside, the city breathes uneasily, a living beast waiting for its next move. Suddenly, the sudden screech of tires jolts him. The night feels like it's growing darker, shadows closing in. Malik watches him, urgency flickering in his gaze. Make your choice, man. If you wait too long... He trails off, the tension crackling like electricity between them. Nathan swallows hard, the weight of the world pressing down. Just then, a distant explosion rocks the ground. A plume of smoke blooms against the evening sky, illuminating the horizon with an eerie glow. Screams follow, piercing the stillness, echoing through the cracked streets like banshees mourning. What the hell was that? Malik's voice shakes as he looks skyward, blinking against the light. Nathan tears his gaze from the phone to the smoking chaos. Heart racing, he stumbles toward the sound, adrenaline coursing through him. We need to see! They sprint, footfalls echoing like drums against the pavement, weaving through the tangle of debris and despair. As they round the corner, the scene unravels before them. A small building lies in ruins, its walls crumbling like forgotten dreams. Flames lick the night sky, consuming everything in sight. Nathan's breath catches. The accident. Could it really be an accident? Families spill into the streets, faces twisted in fear, tears streaming down soot-streaked cheeks. His gut churns. It feels personal, an echo of his own lost life. Look! Malik's voice cuts through the chaos, pointing. Amid the wreckage, a figure stumbles out. A man, his shirt torn, covered in ash. Nathan squints, recognition slamming into him like a punch. Graham, he breathes, stepping forward. It's Graham West, Nathan's old rival, a titan of tech brought low. Only a month ago, they were adversaries in the boardroom, voices raised over patent wars and market shares. Now, he's caught in the aftermath of this disaster. But Graham's eyes, agitated, wild. He's not just a survivor, he's terrified, clutching something wrapped in cloth. As he nears, Nathan can barely catch his breath. The sight feels surreal. This man was his greatest enemy, and now he looks shattered, weak. You don't understand. Graham gasps, the words tumbling out like stones. They're coming for the tech! The tech! He lifts the cloth, revealing what looks like a small device, its surface shimmering ominously. What is that? Nathan asks, instinctively stepping back. There's something dangerous about it, something deadly. It's ours! It's everything! But they'll kill for it, Nathan. They want to silence anyone who knows. Panic bleeds into Graham's voice, a chilling reminder of their shared world full of threats. Rugged breaths fill the air. Nathan glances at Malik, who's frozen in disbelief, the weight of the moment hanging between them like a taut wire. Is this what Malik meant? The darkness lurking, ready to swallow them whole? Before Nathan can process it, A black SUV barrels around the corner, tires screeching, headlights slicing through the smoke. The atmosphere shifts, whispers die, panic ignites. Graham's eyes widen with recognition. "Get down!" he shouts, twisting to flee. But it's too late. The roar of gunfire erupts and chaos reigns. Bodies drop, screams fill the night. In that instant, Nathan feels his world crumble once more. But this time, it's more than just himself. It's Malik. It's Graham. Each bullet echoes like a funeral knell, marking the end of their fragile hope. What will Nathan do now? The city that once swallowed him whole is alive with danger, and the lines between friend and foe blur into a whirlwind of uncertainty. Everything he knew is gone, and the real battle is just beginning. Nathan grips the phone tighter, pulse thundering so loud he's sure the whole city can hear it. Outside, the night hums and threatens, waiting for the answer no one dares to give. And then, a loud crash breaks through the night, a sound like thunder, shattering the tension. Nathan leaps to his feet, heart racing. With a glance at Malik, who widens his eyes in alarm, they both scramble toward the sound. Smoke pours into the air, swirling like a dark ghost. It comes from across the street where an old warehouse sits. The door flies open, and people stumble out, shouting, panic in their voices. Nathan rushes forward, adrenaline igniting the fear pooling in his gut. He pushes through the gathering crowd, desperate to see what's happening. Then he sees it, a huge explode. Flames shoot high into the night sky, illuminating faces that reflect pure terror. Shadows dance, flickering against the blinding fire, creating a surreal chaos that grips the heart. "What is going on?" Nathan shouts at a man nearby. The man, face pale, just shakes his head, eyes glued to the inferno. "There's a shipment," he gasps, throat tight. "Tons of tech, untouched. They were trying to sell it on the black market." A sickening realization wraps itself around Nathan's mind. This wasn't just any shipment. He knows the name attached, the name of a rival billionaire who'd do anything to silence Malik and him. This was more than a warning. It was a message. Stay away or face the flames. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shakes. A massive blast rocks the street, and a wall collapses, sending debris flying. Screams pierce the air, and Nathan feels a sharp stab in his side. He glances down. A long shard of metal juts from his waist, slick with his own blood. Panic floods in, turning the world into a spinning blur. "Get out!" Malik grabs his arm, urging him forward. But Nathan, heart racing, feels the fear choking him. How did it come to this? How did he go from fearing the streets to being engulfed in chaos? "Wait!" Nathan gasps, breathless. "Malik, we have to." Then he sees it. Among the fleeing bodies, a figure, silhouetted by flames. A woman, face half hidden by ash, eyes wide as she stumbles, trying to escape. Nathan's heart stops. He recognizes those eyes, those deep pools of despair. "Jess!" he shouts, voice raw with urgency. But before he can make a move, an explosion erupts again, and the world shatters into fragments. Everything slows, sound fading to a distant roar as debris rains down. In that moment of horror, he reaches out, but it feels as if time is stretching impossibly thin. Malik pulls him back, gripping his shoulder tight. We have to go. But Nathan's feet won't move. Freedom pulls at him through the haze of smoke, yet chaos wraps around him like chains. And then he remembers Malik's whispers about the fall and something worse. Was this what he meant? Did Malik know what would happen? A breath catches in Nathan's throat. There's a spark in Malik's eyes now, a depth that runs deeper than the street they stand on. As flames roar and panic surges, Nathan realizes Malik is more than a homeless man caught in the system. There's a weight about him, something unbroken. With a final look at Jess, whose figure is swallowed by shadows, a violent rage fills Nathan's chest. I'm not leaving without her, he states, filled with unexpected determination. But before he can step forward, a scream pierces the chaotic air, followed by silence. What has happened? What will Nathan choose? Will he risk everything to save the woman he loves? Or will he escape into darkness? Just like before, Nathan stands frozen, heart pounding, watching the fire consume dreams and lives, waiting for the next devastating twist in a night that seems to hold every possible nightmare. Nathan stands frozen, heart pounding, watching the fire consume dreams and lives. The heat feels like a living thing, pushing against his skin. But all. His voice breaks, raw with fear. Malik shakes his head, eyes wide. We can't. It's too dangerous. Panic ripples through him, but Nathan's resolve hardens. He pushes past Malik, moving toward the chaos. And then it hits. Sudden and hard. A small boy, maybe 6, arms clutching a teddy bear, somehow stands alone amid the growing storm of panic. He's crying, looking lost, and for a brief second, time stretches thin around Nathan. A mother, a figure of comfort, should be there, but she's not. This boy is a fragment of hope lost. Just like Jess, Nathan reaches for him, but a blast sends him flying back. Pain erupts in his shoulder as he lands hard on the pavement, breathless. Shards of glass rain down like lethal stars. He barely has time to roll away when he sees Malik, eyes glued to the warehouse's entrance where the chaos spills out. Man, we can't keep doing this. Malik's voice quivers. It's like running into a burning building. A scream pierces through the smoke. Jess's voice. The world swirls again. Nathan feels the heat, the noise, the sheer horror close in. I can't leave her, he shouts, scrambling to his feet despite the pain. He pushes through the smoke, white-hot determination igniting every nerve in him. And then, there she is, stumbling out of the shadows, smoke blackening her clothes, eyes wide, heart full of fear. But as he rushes to her, he sees something change. Her gaze drifts, a flicker betraying something deeper. It's like she doesn't even see him. She's caught in an unseen snare. Jess, he calls, sprinting closer. The moment stretches. Everything feels unbearably slow. He reaches for her, but before he can grab her arm, a figure emerges from the smoke. It's Graham, disheveled, wild-eyed. He's got something small in his hand that glimmers against the chaos. Stop, Graham yells, panic clawing at his voice. She can't see you. What are you talking about? Nathan snaps, breathless. But Jess's expression shifts. Fear morphs into something unsettling. She looks to Graham, an unspoken bond shimmering in the smoky air. You? Her voice is softer, yet laced with uncertainty. Graham takes a step closer, urgency coursing through him. You can't get too close. They've already found me. They're coming for you next. Nathan's breath catches. What do you mean? Everything he believed oscillates. This isn't just chaos anymore. There's a thread, a secret woven too tightly around Jess. Suddenly, there's a piercing siren drowning the night. As it echoes, more figures line the shadows, faces obscured by smoke, but filled with intent. Nathan feels a jolt of dread course through him. They're not just here for tech. They're hunting something deeper, something devastating. In a moment of realization, he sees it, the connection. Jess, Graham, Nathan, they're bound by threads he hadn't seen before. The truth lashes at him like raw flames, igniting pain he never wanted to know. Jess, what is going on? His voice quivers, the weight of fear wrapping around him like chains. The flames roar, drowning out her reply as she whispers something just for him. But it gets lost in the noise. It doesn't matter. Then, in the harsh light, he sees her eyes, deep and almost beautiful amidst the horror. But then a sharp gasp escapes her lips. She's looking beyond him, fear blooming. Look out! One, she screams. Before Nathan can turn, a loud crash thunders, followed by a darkness that swallows him whole. Something in him snaps. Confusion battles fear, and all he can cling to is the sound of Jess's voice calling out to him. The last thing he sees is her frightened face, a flicker of betrayal reflected in her eyes. Is this the end of their fragile hope, or the beginning of a darkness he never saw coming? Nathan's heart raced, a wild beast caged within his chest. The world outside felt warped, shadows twisting and turning in the flickering light. He thought of Malik, the shimmering light in his dim world. That old man's whispered words echoed in his mind, stirring something dark and deep. He looked at the cracked screen. The message swirled around in his thoughts, a knife edge against his sanity. Save many, or save myself? But what did that even mean? He felt sweat bead on his forehead, each drop a reminder of what he'd sacrificed to get here. And then the city rumbled, a distant echo, louder than before. Was it just sirens, or something worse? Malik's face appeared in his mind, haunted yet fierce, holding secrets of the past like treasure in tatters. Nathan's world teetered. Questions crashed into his thoughts like waves against a jagged shore. The city was falling apart. But so was he, his own foundation crumbling, just like the streets he walked. Then, without warning, a scream broke through the night, high and piercing, cutting through the air like glass. Nathan flinched, whirling around. It came from the direction of Malik's makeshift home. Panic surged, a red tide rising. He didn't think. He sprinted, a blur in the darkness, navigating cracked pavements and broken dreams. When he got there, the sight made his heart drop. Malik lay sprawled on the ground, his breath shallow and ragged. A crowd had gathered, eyes wide, whispers swirling like smoke. "What happened?" he shouted, knees hitting the ground beside Malik. A woman stepped forward, face pale, trembling fingers pointing. He just fell. He was talking, and then Nathan felt the world tilt. No, no, no! Malik couldn't slip away. Panic clawed at him. He placed his hands on Malik's shoulders, felt the warmth seeping away. "Stay with me." Just hold on, he shouted, like a lifeline thrown into a sea of despair. But Malik's eyes weren't focused. Then Malik's hand shot up, grabbing Nathan's wrist with surprising strength. There was something different in his gaze now, a raw, swirling ache. "Nathan," he gasped, voice trembling, "the tech, it's not just machines." "What do you mean?" Nathan's chest tightened, the pressure overwhelming. Malik's words were slivers of ice. "What tech?" His breath quickened, but a new energy flickered in Malik's faint smile. "It's in you, in the dreams. Remember the compass?" Nathan's mind froze. The compass? His childhood toy? The one his father said was broken? A rush of memories flooded back. A boy lost and found, the worth of something that didn't seem to matter. Then it hit him like the strike of lightning. Before he could process it, Malik gasped again. "You're the key!" A final breath, a shuddering exhale, and Malik's eyes held a light that faded. Just like that, the warmth slipped away. The darkness swallowed it whole. "No!" Nathan screamed, a raw, primal sound bursting from him. The crowd recoiled, shock etched on every face. Someone stepped back, clutching their phone. "Is that the guy from the news?" a voice whispered, fear lacing the words. "The millionaire who's fallen?" Heartbeat pounding in his ears, Nathan's world shattered. Malik was gone, but his words lingered like a whisper of wind. His truth buried deeper than he thought. There was no turning back now, had he only just begun to understand the shadow outside. Nathan stood frozen, torn between grief and revelation. His own breath caught as he looked up, scanning the faces in the crowd. Something shifted in the distance, a familiar figure emerging from the darkness. Eyes gleaming, a smirk carving lines of danger across a face Nathan recognized all too well. The billionaire rival. And now, this was no longer just the story of a fallen man and a whispering, homeless soul. Nathan felt the weight of everything shift. The threads of fate twisted, deeper than he had ever imagined. The game was on, and the stakes? They were life and death. Nathan gripped the phone tighter, pulse racing as the reality of his choice settles in. The night air hums with a sinister energy, a quiet chaos waiting to erupt. He glances at Malik, who shifts uneasily, sensing the weight of the moments hanging between them. Suddenly, the distant sound of sirens morphs into something sharper. A high-pitched shriek slicing through the darkness. A flash of white light bursts above him, illuminating the alley in a harsh glare. Nathan blinks, momentarily blinded. Then he feels it, a rumble beneath his feet, like the growl of an angry beast waking from its slumber. Malik's eyes widen in terror. "No!" he breathes, voice barely above a whisper. "They can't be here." But it's too late. A violent crash erupts nearby, shaking the ground. Splintering wood and metallic screeches fill the air as chaos unfolds. Nathan turns just in time to see a massive black vehicle barreling toward them, tires screeching, headlights cutting through the night like daggers. He pushes Malik back, urgency surging through his veins. "Run!" he screams. They sprint, adrenaline driving them forward, but not fast enough. The vehicle skids to a halt, doors swinging open like the jaws of some feral creature. Figures in dark suits tumble out, faces obscured by shadows and fear. Nathan's heart pounds in his chest. They look like hunters. "Over there!" one shouts, pointing straight at Nathan. A surge of recognition hits him. These are the same men he used to navigate in boardrooms, lost in deals and desperation. Once allies, now adversaries, driven by something dark and relentless. The night darkens around them as the suits close in. Panic grips Nathan. "What do they want?" he whispers to Malik. "How do they know?" But Malik isn't listening. His focus is elsewhere, eyes darting toward the train station they just left. "This way!" he yells, pulling Nathan toward a side street. They zigzag through alleyways, the sounds of pursuit echoing behind them. Nathan's breath comes in ragged gasps. He feels the walls pressing in around him. "This way!" Then, without warning, Malik stops. "The truth is worse than you think," he gasps, hands on his knees. The shadows play tricks, flickering around them, but Malik's voice bleeds urgency. "You thought this was just about you? It's bigger!" Panic races through Nathan's body. "What are you talking about?" "The visions, Nathan. The city's rot. It's not a nightmare. It's a prophecy. And you're the key." Shadows stretch behind Malik as he straightens, determination hardening his features. "You and we're part of something." They're afraid of it. Before Nathan can respond, a shout from the darkness pulls his attention. The suits charge around the corner. They're closer now, their presence menacing, hungry for control. "Run!" Malik screams again. But as they turn to flee, a loud bang splinters the air, shocking them into silence. Nathan stares wide-eyed. The echo of gunfire rings in the silence of the night. A body falls to the ground, lifeless and still, caught in the beam of the harsh headlights. It's one of the suits, a sudden twist of fate that shatters everything, sending shockwaves in blue and red flashing lights. A figure appears in the background, emerging from the chaos. It isn't a suit, but a woman with wild hair and fierce eyes. She raises her hands, fingers clasped around a weapon, but it's not pointed at Nathan or Malik. "This isn't what it looks like," she shouts, but her words hang heavy in the air, laced with uncertainty. Nathan's heart races. What has he stumbled into? How are things connected in ways he never imagined? All he knows is that the storm is rising around them. Shadows dance with secrets, and lives hang by mere threads. In that moment, the city doesn't just feel broken. It feels like a bomb set to explode. Nathan stares at Malik. "What do we do?" The woman glances nervously around her, sensing the tide turning. Nathan realizes there's no clear path. Everything is teetering on the brink. But one thing is clear. They're all marked now. The flickering lights of the sirens sound loud in the distance, and Nathan stands frozen, lost in a web of choices. What comes next will change everything. Nathan gripped the phone harder, the screen glowing like a beacon in the darkness. Outside, the night crackled with tension. A siren wailed, cutting through the silence, reminding him this wasn't just his battle. The weight of choice settled like lead in his gut. Save many or let chaos reign. It was a cruel gamble, one he never wished to face. Malik stood close, eyes scanning the shadows like a hawk. "What's it say, Nathan?" Whispering, urgency sparking in his voice. The flickering light danced across Malik's face, the veering lines of worry etched deep. Nathan hesitated, the darkness thick around them. It's a warning. "They want to silence us," he murmured. Fear pooled in his chest. Malik's sharp gaze bored into him, demanding the truth. But just as Nathan opened his mouth to share the chilling details, the ground shook violently beneath their feet. A deafening roar shattered the uneasy night. The earth trembled like a wounded beast. Both men stumbled, hearts racing, as bricks rained down from a nearby building. Dust clouded the air, choking any coherent thought. Hands instinctively reached for each other, clinging tightly. And then, silence. A heavy, suffocating quiet followed the chaos. Nathan's heart thundered in the aftermath. Was this the end? The shadows felt deeper, darker, but something was off. Ralik looked at Nathan, eyes wide. I think we're still alive." From the wreckage, a figure emerged, tall, draped in shadows, stepping out from the debris like some bad omen. Nathan's heart dropped in recognition. "Russell!" he breathed, the name tasting bitter on his tongue. His former partner, the man who betrayed him, who orchestrated Nathan's downfall. It was supposed to be over. Russell grinned, but his eyes were cold. Cold enough to freeze fire. "Look who's back from the dead!" he taunted, amusement dripping from his voice. He scanned the scene around him, taking in the remnants of human despair. "Not quite how you left things, is it? What do you want?" Nathan spat, hatred flashing through him. All the pain, the loss, surged back. "That's where it gets interesting," Russell said, stepping closer. "You see, I thought I'd let you play hero for a second, but it looks like destiny had other plans." With a flick of his wrist, Russell pulled out a small device. The streetlights flickered into life. Bright and unnaturally large. Nathan's stomach turned. This isn't right." Malik stepped forward, mirroring Nathan's rising dread. "What are you planning?" His voice shook, but there was fire in his eyes. Russell simply smiled. "You want to save those lives? Tap into my network, and all the chaos can be redirected, or be marked as the county's failures. Your choice, gentlemen." The device pulsated ominously as a countdown began to flash. Nathan saw the weight of Malik's fear, the flicker of betrayal in the air. No, he whispered, realizing the depth of the trap. Russell was offering a twisted salvation at a cost neither of them could afford. The situation spiraled. In that moment, everything shifted. Nathan frowned, breathing hard. The man he once trusted turned into something sinister. "Do you accept?" Russell's voice danced with malice as the ticking pulsed louder, drowning out their thoughts. A countdown to either salvation or doom. Nathan felt that cold realization wash over him again. Everything he knew could be wrong. Everything he hoped could lead to destruction. No way back. In the flickering glow of betrayal, Nathan had to decide, and the darkness tightened around them all. Would he break, or would he stand? Nathan stood frozen, the countdown on Russell's device ticking down like a time bomb ready to explode. Every number that flashed felt like a heartbeat, pushing him closer to desperation. "You can't be serious. You think I'd align with you?" He could barely recognize the fervor in his own voice. Russell merely chuckled, a low, sinister sound that reverberated through the air like an omen. "Oh, but I think you will. The stakes are too high, Nathan. You're not just saving yourself anymore. You're saving many. You've got something they want." "Shut up!" Malik shouted, stepping forward, protective instinct flaring. "We won't play your games." But Nathan felt a chill creeping in. Was there truth in Russell's words? The weight of the world bore down on him. Fear wrapped around them, tightening like a noose. He couldn't let Malik get caught in this web of betrayal. But what choice did he have? 30 seconds, Nathan," Russell taunted, eyes glinting with malice. A part of Nathan wanted to throw the phone, to crush the device, to stand against it all. But in the pit of his stomach, a nagging uncertainty twisted, reminding him of the looming catastrophe. He felt sweat trickle down his neck, the tension mounting. Then, as the countdown hit 20, something changed. A loud crash echoed through the street, sending shockwaves through the ground. Nathan turned instinctively, fear twisting his gut. From another alley erupted a massive explosion. Flames shot upwards, an orange inferno swallowing everything in its path. Shockwaves rippled through the air, knocking Nathan and Malik to the ground. The world blurred into chaos. "Get up!" Malik shouted, yanking Nathan to his feet. But Nathan's gaze was locked on the flames, the shadows shifting like ghosts around them. Through the smoke and fire, a figure emerged, tall and imposing, moving like liquid shadows. Nathan squinted, heart racing. Was that? "Stop right there!" Russell shouted, voice tight with rage. But it didn't matter. The figure lunged forward, dodging the chaotic scene like they were part of it. And then, in a quick flash, Nathan realized who it was. His brother, Aaron. "Aaron!" Nathan screamed, disbelief igniting his voice. "Get back!" Aaron roar, rushing torden con un buen cote de todos. Sotato increíble, pero que guade de reor. No podía ir. Se quedaron por muerto. Vuelvo a reventar. No fuiste parte del plan. Estaba con esperanza. Vienen aquí. Los devices están aquí. Otra explosión rocó la calle, cendiendo debris volando. Nathan se quedó paralizado. La verdad horrible que inventé. What were you talking about? His voice was barely a whisper now, fear gnawing at his insides. Aaron's eyes were wide, panic spilling out of him. The tech, Nate, it's not just machines. They've weaponized it. They're targeting you. They think you're the key to their control. Reality crashed over Nathan like a wave. Did Russell know? Was this why everything was unraveling? Why was Aaron involved? The countdown ticked down, jolting Nathan back to the present. 5, 4, Russell's face twisted with rage, now directed at Aaron. You're a fool to think you can interfere. You could ruin everything. 3, 2, a feeling of betrayal and sorrow twisted in Nathan's chest. Everything he thought he knew was crashing down. Aaron's warning echoed in his mind, and terror clawed at him. 1. As the device moved towards 0, Nathan reached for his brother, a desperate plea to save them. "Aaron, help me! We can't let it end like this!" But before he could grasp the reality of it all, the world exploded around them. And that's when Nathan finally realized it wasn't just chaos enveloping them. It was betrayal stitched into the fabric of his world. Would the truth bind them or break them apart? In that moment, nothing felt certain, and Nathan stood at the edge of a devastating abyss, heart pounding, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Nathan stood frozen, the countdown on Russell's device ticking down like a time bomb ready to explode. Every number that flashed felt like a heartbeat, pushing him closer to desperation. "You can't be serious. You think I'd align with you?" He could barely recognize the fervor in his own voice. Russell merely chuckled, a low, sinister sound that reverberated through the air like an omen. "Oh, but I think you will. The stakes are too high, Nathan. You're not just saving yourself anymore. You're saving many. You've got something they want." "Shut up," Malik shouted, stepping forward, protective instinct flaring. "We won't play your games." But Nathan felt a chill creeping in. Was there truth in Russell's words? The weight of the world bore down on him. Fear wrapped around them, tightening like a noose. He couldn't let Malik get caught in this web of betrayal. But what choice did he have? 30 seconds, Nathan," Russell taunted, eyes glinting with malice. A part of Nathan wanted to throw the phone, to crush the device, to stand against it all. But in the pit of his stomach, a nagging uncertainty twisted, reminding him of the looming catastrophe. He felt sweat trickle down his neck, the tension mounting. Then, as the countdown hit 20, something changed. A loud crash echoed through the street, sending shockwaves through the ground. Nathan turned instinctively, fear twisting his gut. From another alley erupted a massive explosion. Flames shot upwards, an orange inferno swallowing everything in its path. Shockwaves rippled through the air, knocking Nathan and Malik to the ground. The world blurred into chaos. "Get up!" Malik shouted, yanking Nathan to his feet. But Nathan's gaze was locked on the flames, the shadows shifting like ghosts around them. Through the smoke and fire, a figure emerged, tall and imposing, moving like liquid shadows. Nathan squinted, heart racing. Was that? "Stop right there," Russell shouted, voice tight with rage. But it didn't matter. The figure lunged forward, dodging the chaotic scene like they were part of it. And then, in a quick flash, Nathan realized who it was. His brother, Aaron. "Aaron!" Nathan screamed, disbelief igniting his voice. "Get back!" Aaron roared, rushing toward them with a wild look in his eyes. He was covered in soot, face grim yet resolute. "I didn't know where else to go. I had to warn you." Russell's expression morphed, disbelief flashing across his face. "You shouldn't be here. You weren't part of the plan." But it was too late. Aaron grabbed Nathan by the shoulders, breathless. "They have more than you know, Nate. They're already here. The devices, they're..." Before he could finish, another explosion rocked the street, sending debris flying. Nathan stood paralyzed. The horrifying truth hung between them. "What were you talking about?" His voice was barely a whisper now, fear gnawing at his insides. Aaron's eyes were wide, panic spilling out of him. "The tech? Nate, it's not just machines. They've weaponized it. They're targeting you. They think you're the key to their control." Reality crashed over Nathan like a wave. Did Russell know? Was this why everything was unraveling? Why was Aaron involved? The countdown ticked down, jolting Nathan back to the present. 5, 4, Russell's face twisted with rage, now directed at Aaron. "You're a fool to think you can interfere. You could ruin everything." 3, 2. A feeling of betrayal and sorrow twisted in Nathan's chest. Everything he thought he knew was crashing down. Aaron's warning echoed in his mind, and terror clawed at him. 1. As the device moved toward 0, Nathan reached for his brother, a desperate plea to save them. "Aaron, help me! We can't let it end like this!" But before he could grasp the reality of it all, the world exploded around them. The blast threw Nathan back, pain exploding through his side as he landed hard. For a moment, everything faded to black, the world consumed by a deafening roar. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a different place entirely. He was alone, the chaos replaced by a strange, sterile whiteness. An endless hallway stretched out, fluorescent lights humming above like a distant memory. Confused, he stood up, shaking off the disorientation. "Nate?" A voice echoed from somewhere down the corridor, familiar yet distant. "Aaron?" Nathan called, the uncertainty laced with panic in his voice. But ahead of him stood someone else, a woman, eyes wide with urgency. "You need to go back, now!" "What? What's happening?" Before she could answer, her expression shifted. Fear turned to horror. "They're already here." In a split second, Nathan turned to see Russell materialize behind him, now wearing a lab coat, a glint of authority twisting his lips into a smirk. "Did you really think you could escape? You don't know what you're part of." No. Nathan backed away, dread pooling in his stomach. "What is this?" "The program. You and Malik and Aaron. It's all part of my design, Nathan. You're a pawn in a game you can't even begin to understand. But guess what? The key is you. Just as I suspected." Breathe. Nathan felt something cold wash over him. "What are you talking about? You're lying! You have no idea the power you hold. The tech, it's more than you think, and we need you to control it. You're their last hope." He pointed to the woman. "She's a sample of what's to come, and you'll be joining us very soon." The woman reached for Nathan, hands trembling. "You have to understand, Nate. This isn't just about survival. It's about what's right. Fight, or lose it all. It's already begun." And as comprehension crashed over him, Nathan's world shattered again. Everything he thought he knew about loyalty, power, and hope twisted into a haunting question. Was he the hero? Or the worst villain of all? Time hung heavy as he stood there, surrounded by the weight of betrayal. Each heartbeat a countdown. Would he fight against a fate planned for him, or surrender to become a pawn of something much darker? Nathan felt the chaos swirl around him, the smoke heavy in the air. Russell stepped closer, his dark eyes glinting with a twisted satisfaction. "You don't have to fight this, Nathan. Join me. Together we could change everything." "No, not like this!" Nathan shouted, his heart pounding wildly. His gaze flickered back to the device, each second crucial. Panic clawed at his throat. From behind, Aaron shouted, "You can't trust him! This isn't just about you, it's about all of us." Malik's voice broke through the chaos too. "We're not pawns, Russell. We won't become your weapons. The air was thick with anticipation. The countdown loomed. Time felt like quicksand, slipping away with each tick. Nathan's mind raced. He could feel the weight of his decision pressing down, heavy and suffocating. 5, 4, with a burst of adrenaline, Nathan turned and grabbed the woman's arm, pulling her back to him. Tell me what I have to do. I won't let them control us. She pleaded, her eyes wide with desperation. Use your voice, your vision. It's what makes you strong. 3. Nathan squeezed his eyes shut, inhaling deeply. He let all the doubts bleed away, just for a moment. The world around him vanished, leaving only the ticking countdown and the steady beat of his heart. 2. He remembered Malik's stories, Aaron's warnings. The homeless man humming amidst the debris. The city was broken, but maybe, just maybe, they could fix it together. 1. Stop, Nathan shouted. The word echoed, a ripple through the chaos. The countdown froze. Silence fell heavy, pressing in on every side. Everyone stared, surprised by his roar. I refuse to give in to your fear. He faced Russell, heart racing. You think this tech can control me? You think I'm just a key for your twisted dreams? I won't be a pawn. Russell's expression faltered for an instant. You don't understand what you're doing. Then Malik stepped alongside Nathan. No, you don't understand. We're stronger together. The crowd around them stirred, whispers rising. Surprise-lit faces, uncertainty peeking through the doom. Let us show you, Aaron said, stepping closer, standing tall beside Nathan. Let's unite, not divide. We have more power than you think. In that moment, the air changed. Something new sparked. Hope flickered brighter in Nathan's chest. Russell's eyes darkened, and fury ignited. You'll regret this. But Nathan ran forward, seizing the device from Russell's grasp. The countdown reverted. Now, we fight back. Use everything we've learned. He threw it to Aaron. Make it count. The device flashed, a pulse of energy spreading like ripples through the crowd. It felt electric. Fear turned to strength as people linked hands, joining together. The energy surged through them, a collective heartbeat matching Nathan's own. This is our moment, he shouted. We won't hide anymore. With that, the city lit up, bright as day. But just as the light spread, Nathan glimpsed something in Russell's eyes. A flicker of panic. The crowd's unity pressed in around him. Was this truly a new beginning? As the darkness clawed at the edges, Nathan held on to that hope, gripping it as tightly as he could. They were on the brink of something monumental, yet still standing at the threshold of uncertainty. And through all of it, a lingering question loomed. Would their bond hold strong against the coming storm? You have to subscribe now. This is your moment to show your support. Smash that like button now to feed the algorithm. Flood the comment section with your reactions and theories. Don't wait even a second longer to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this ending. Your voice matters now more than ever. Join the movement.